I am Soar Sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am Soar Sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am Soar Sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Trick Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
All right, greetings, and good evening. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am Manningsman. Hope you're having a top of the evening. Big up Michael Garden. Yeah, man, brother Michael, you need to be praying some more now because we need to get this under 20 train up and running, up and gunning as we anticipate some serious performance from our players, right? So make sure you're praying. But as usual, we want to spend time to say thank you to the sponsors of these videos, and then we'll get through the formalities. It won't be a long show, so make sure you get on early, you share your views, you share your thoughts. Make sure also that you hit the like button, you subscribe, and you share. So a big thank you to Prestige Finance. Prestige Finance, lending a helping hand when you need it the most. Prestige Finance is located in Linstead, St. Catherine. You can call them at 876-884-7390. They will lend you up to $100,000. Jamaican, that is not US, certainly not, or pounds, but Jamaican dollars, and you have no processing fee, same day processing, and only 0 to 4% interest rate. Also want to big up Patrick Reed and Launch Legacy, where they handle risk and seek legacy for all your personal insurance needs in Canada and the USA. Visit Launch Legacy at launchlegacy.com or call or text them at 647-989-0782. They will cause your money to work for you. All right, big up every person so far in the chat. Michael, Stephen Wright, bless up. Sherman Scott, bless up. Michael Woodburn is the knight of the Michael, known Jackson. We have Garden and we have Woodburn. Also, the active one, Fresh God, he is no, he's not sexually active. That's not what that active means. He's active in the chat, Bless up, Fresh God, out of Clarendon. One done, they say. Coach Minzy, style and in favor of the city law. Bless up yourself. Yeah. So Much respect, thanks to all of you. All the others who are watching, you haven't made a comment, then cool. Listen, do that. So do so quickly. All right, today, right, this morning, I did a video just to share with you that the legendary Dendon Hutchinson passed, and the video, we had some issues with the video, so I want to apologize for that. I understand that the audio wasn't clear enough and you weren't hearing it, so I want to just speak to that again. So Dendon Hutchinson, former Clarendon College player, right? Played for Clarendon College. Yeah, he played for Clarendon College. Not just Clarendon College though. He also played for Jamaica, played for Tivoli Gardens. He passed away. He has been ailing for a while, did multiple surgeries, and yeah, you understand me? Yeah. You understand me? So right, so what happened is he passed away, right? I don't know if you know the story, but I did an interview with him that I would love for you to go and watch, right? Watch the interview, but he shared the story in the interview where they were playing the finals of the Doncaster Cup in 1977 versus Stets, and Winston Changford was the coach, and Winston Changford, to kind of throw off the Stets people, had him wrap up both of his legs, pretend that he was injured, and then brought him on and just mess up the Stets team. They ended up defeating Stets and winning the Doncaster Cup. That is Clarendon College. That was a Stets team that have one. They say that is one of the greatest Noel Sweetie Simit on that Stets team. And so, do you know, a lot of people said that same leg that he wrapped up to pretend he was injured actually got injured and plagued him for all his life, you know, and yeah, got it amputated, still affected him, and he passed. But great footballer, he must be celebrated and respected for the work that he has done. A skillful winger. He also was a great basketball coach. If you remember that there was a time when the Tivoli Gardens basketball team was very dominant in Jamaica. Dendon Hutchinson was the coach. He has also coached at Barbican and a few other clubs as well. Also worked with the Social Development Commission to help many past players and other persons of the like. So respect to Mr. Dendon Hutchinson for your due diligence, your work, and your commitment. In fact, listen, again, I have one of the legends. If you type in his name, you will find the interview I did with him, and please watch that. All right, good footballer, good gentleman. So condolences to his entire family and his friends. All right, so yeah, so bless up for that. Baggio, bless up yourself, man. People, again, remember to hit the like button. And who else is here? Crazy Art TV. Hey people, this is going to be a good one because I feel like tonight I need to go left field. All right, I'm going to deal with some matters, but I had to cover that Dendon Hutchinson thing because it is very, very important. Very important. All right, so I'm going to speak to some other issues. All right, just to let you know. Yeah, man, big up Adrian Freighter. Big, yeah, man, very good football and a great person. Great human being. He helped a lot of people. And if you listen, this is like the second person, right? That since I've been doing the Legends Corner, that I've kind of had this sort of experience with, and it's very surreal feeling you have. Because he did promise me that he was going to do a part 2, but we were planning on doing it because he was working on his book. I don't even know where the book is at, but the idea was that when it came to the launching of his book, then he would come and do a part 2, and he didn't. That has not happened. So please let us remember him, and I hope that he will be truly honored. And then the footballers over this weekend, will a minute of silence, wear some black stuff in honor of Dendon Hutchinson, and that at due time he will be duly honored. All right, big up Alex, big up Alex. Yeah man, Alex, what up? Balotelli off the field is as important as if condolences to the to the Hutchinson family. Definitely. All right, now one other footballer is in Tyler. So you have now Delano Splat, Kanaya Boyce Clark, Jamar Clark, Beadley Morgan is there as well. As I said, Tyler Robertson is there and Splat is there. So the players are coming in. There is, I think they have a practice game on Friday. So that's one last look. The deadline for the final group of players is Wednesday night, next week, Wednesday at midnight. That is when Luke Bedley Morgan, yes, that is when the final squad must go in. So players need to come in today, tomorrow, and by the latest Monday to be seen by the coach. So there's one player that we have a little bit of delay with. All right. Just one player we have been working to get into Jamaica. I think we are short, not by a whole lot. So if you're out there, listen, and you want to be a part of helping to get the player to Jamaica, then please just let us know. You can WhatsApp me, and I will tell you what you can go from 50 up to 100, 200, 300. We need around 400. All right, 400 US dollars. That is. All right, and we can do that. All right, so wanted you to know that. All right, I am making a special appeal tonight to Zion Scarlett. Right, Zion Scarlett, please come in to be seen by this present coach, because the former coach, so Mr. Bede, please, can you talk to Zion and let him know that we'd love the coach, Mr. Maurice Gill, who was not here when he was here, would love to see him. So if he can come and just stay so that he can go with the competition, we would love that. I know how things were, and let me say, people, and I don't want to come out every night and like I am beating the GFF, I'm beating people. But listen, I keep on saying this: we have to operate better. We have to treat things better. And the experiences have been difficult for some of the players. Without getting into any detail, what I will say is this: when you have players coming from overseas and this is like their first time in the country and stuff, you have to like basically what do you like, break them in, talk to them about about Jamaica, what to expect, what not to expect, what to do, what not to do, that kind of a thing. We have to do that. We have to help them. We have to let them know that, listen, don't expect to be treated or to get all the things you would have had in England or in the United States or in Germany or in Portugal. You have to let them know that upfront, so that they are not taken aback by the lack of some basic things. So the team manager and the general secretary, the first thing when players arrive, you need to have a session with them to talk to them. There are people out there. You don't have to use me. There are many well-thinking Jamaicans who can help them and guide them along that process, right? So please get them in, talk to them. You don't want them to be surprised about, whoa, where is, no. Talk to them and encourage them. And remember, the Captain Horace Burrell Center is not the most comfortable. When you have players who are 6 feet odd, they can't hold on those beds for the most part, right? So You have to let them know these things and prepare them beforehand. That is why our national team cannot stay at the Captain Horace Center, right? They cannot stay at the Captain Horace Burrell Center. The national team must stay in a hotel. They can train there, but they cannot stay there. You cannot bring Ravel Morris, Shamar Nicholson just flying from Russia to stay at the Captain Horace Burrell Center. No way, Jose. No way, Jose. No way. All right? And the players are going to be up in arms if the expectation. And please, for heaven's sake, don't tell me that you don't have any money. Go back to, what's the name of the Spanish court? That's the name of the hotel. Do not, the professional players should not stay in bunk situation. I love the facility, but even our female team, they cannot stay in those places. Let them stay at the hotel. Get sponsorship or something. Talk to the government. But they should not be there. And the truth is, the U20 is the next level of professionals. And they should not be staying at the Captain Horace Burrell Center. These guys should have been kept in a hotel for better accommodation. Right? We have to do better. Again, I don't want to be out here every night beating the JFF, but please do better, because you have to give the players the best opportunity to perform well. Go ahead, Unseen.
Yep. Yes, man, big up to all the person on the comment section, to the league, Fresh Cat, all the man them. Yeah, man, it is, boy, I don't know, but you can't have professional players in such a situation. A schoolboy football, like a schoolboy football camp. You understand me? When they just throw down a bed on the ground and then think that bunk bed, man, they're on top and on the lower. These are professional players. You're supposed to, two in a room, you know? You must have a bathroom for yourself and TV is supposed to be in there. And stuff like that is supposed to be well comfortable. You're professional players. Even that's simple. Why they make the Captain Horace Burrell Center like that?
Listen, I don't have a problem with how it is made. You use that for your under 17 and under 15.
No, but it's supposed to be top class, you know, like person should. It's supposed to be a hotel.
Well, listen, I what I'm saying is that even if it's not a hotel, I am okay with it in how it is. What I'm saying that I don't want Shamar Nicholson and Kaim Paris and Leon Bailey and Ravel Morrison and Ronaldo Aarons to be staying on that. No, bring the players to a hotel wherever you need to. You can't be serious about the Nations League and have your professional players in that kind of situation. That is my thing. Big up all the person. Big up Chevron Givens, Damian Hyatt, bless up. All right. But people, let me just, so we're going to come back to that. So Unseen, yesterday, remember, you and I had a conversation, right?
Right.
And we said that we were going to just select our team based on what we know, what we see, what we have heard. So we never get nothing from we Eagles. We got the players and we compiled 23 players. And then we said, let's go up to 25. And then we asked the persons in the comment section to select which 5 they want. Some people have this keeper, that keeper. Some people have that player, that player. So we were trying to see. We never even came up with a 20-man squad, you know.
No.
We just named.
I would say all the takeout players, right?
To my surprise, right? And I'm just giving some trouble to my surprise, I was elevated to the status of being famous. An entire program was dedicated to discussing our idea. Isn't that lovely?
Yeah.
I mean, listen,
you're famous.
I'm telling you, I'm a big timer now. You people can't talk to me. I'm a big timer because my opinion built a show today. Can you believe it? I'm a big timer now. Who can talk to me? Listen, people in the comment section, We are big timers. We are heavy rollers. When we put out our opinion, right? People build shows around it. Come on now.
All the while. We set the
We are
trend.
famous unseen.
We set the trend.
I can't believe it. Hey, right? So people, let me tell you, the ARSES mouth got it right. The ARSES mouth got it right. Because we Eagles were busy flying above the clouds in the unseen realm. So we never had time to really build a show around people's opinion. So we built a show so people can build shows based on our opinion. Yeah, fresh God. Rules, right? All right, you understand me? So, Bob, so let's get some of the comments. The leader is here. All right, the leader is here now. When the leader is here, yeah, you know that. Leader says JFF Ballin said no money. They was spent a pretty penny to take the president, Gensec, plus 3 parish president to Catalonia, plus 8 players from the JPL college yourself. Wow. So they spent a pretty penny to take the president, the general secretary, plus 3 parish presidents to Catalonia, plus 8 players.
Election will come up, you know. And it look like the voting thing now going to change for the election. Eh?
Well, I don't listen. The players should not stay. In fact, truthful, I'm not joking. The under 20 players are professionals. They should not be staying at that place. Yes, they can train up there, but that is not where they should be staying. And our national team, male and female, and I'm going to say in particular to the ladies, I don't even want the professional players to quote unquote rough it out. If you're being asked to stay there, I suggest that on a turn on the yard and make them pick up. Turn on the yard. Come on, man. Come on now. Come on. We must find the money to do the important things. We must find the money.
Big up coaches this.
You understand me? It can't continue. It's not for the senior team, but it appears that they want to put the senior team there.
You say you're vexed, can I get the ticket leader?
Rob Smith. My basic calculation take us to US 17,000. That's US 17,000 for the person who traveled.
Yeah.
The leader.
All of them who traveled. Check it. He break it down, you know. Is a text there.
Oh, he break it down. Okay, leader, so you need to call in, Break it down.
He break it down already, man. A text is there, man.
Okay, let me read it. All right. US 400 per day for the president. US 200 per day for Wind. Sheridan Samuels and Ewan Scott. I think Bruce Gaynor, the VP, got 300 per day. Oh, so per diem alone? Whoa. So per diem is, whoa.
Eat a good food.
Whoa. Yeah. Oh, that's what really going on. It's a triple E.
But man, it's one if all some people accountable of what them saying, because the last time here said the whole voting thing will change before the 2023. So when are the election? When are the election?
You have to get it from the ARSES mouth.
Not from the birds.
No, we are not birds. We are eagles.
Okay.
You notice you don't see eagles in Jamaica.
Sure.
We international, you know. We don't deal with the arse business. We deal with the ego.
That's what I wasted. I don't know why I don't want to use the arses more though. That's what
a different note. If so many players will be staying, the captain also have to be mindful of COVID as well. Yeah. Well, they're not staying there. There's no listen. The senior team and the U20 can't stay up there. And they cannot move what they like. Remember some of the U20 players, if they leave the camp, they need to go back overseas. It's not like they have family in Jamaica to stay with right now. What is it, Ishmael? They build They build me upon one and kill me on another. Yeah? How me can watch them show there and see them thing there, man? You understand me? Yeah, understand me. But let's leave that alone. But Rob Smith, by Madness Man. Well, fling shots over here because of the generation last night with people's opinion. Yeah. Where is Devon Porter 16 new? What are you asking? Teddy Lee. If the JFF could afford 16 new players, but they are. All right. People don't realize, you know. You want me to give you some new players and see no run 16 new players.
Maybe what the one from UK.
Why people only see UK as new players? All right, let me give you a new player. All right. Luke Bailey Morgan, Jamari Clark, Kamali Powell, Matthew Baker, Zion Scarlett, Ethan Foles, Kobe Thomas, Tyler Robertson, Dexter Lembisika, Kanaya Boyce Clark, Makai Beadle, Delano Splat. All of those are new players. What you talking about, Teddy Lee?
But now you're saying Beadle not there again, man.
Yeah, so I heard too. Yeah. So I don't understand, Teddy Lee. Careful now, don't challenge Mr. Porter, you know.
Scarlett not there.
Huh?
Scarlett is not there.
Zion Scarlett, yeah, but he's
Whisper
supposed
is not there.
I hear that Whisper may have COVID.
Brown is not there.
No, Brown I never had Brown in my thing, but here's the thing, people. So real situation. The players, the senior players, male and female, should not stay at Captain Horace Burrell. It is bad that we have the under-20s there. But also, what do you think? All right, so I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to ask this question, people. So there is a situation, all right, with our football, the JFF. If we fix the JFF, things will get better sooner or later. All right. So, up Formula Mannings, you're lucky it's not the Pop Gun House at Cherry. Oh yeah, the Pop Dog House at Cherry Garden. Yeah. An entire show means people listening. Yeah, man, they build content over my opinion, yeah, man. Crazy stuff. All right. So let's get back to it. So, all right, people, tell me this now. If a player came here when the head coach, who is Marcel Gill, is not here, all right, the person who saw him, the coach who was here, which is Wendell Downswell, said, great player. Marcel Gill comes back and says, listen, I need to see the players so I can determine for myself if I want them to play. The player can only come back for the tournament. My question to you, and put your comments in the unseen, you can answer. What should happen in a situation like that? Remember, the player was invited. He came at the point when he was invited. When he came, the official head coach was not in Jamaica. All right? The coach that saw him said the player is good. He's great. The official coach comes back and says, I need to see the player for myself. The player cannot come back until it is a tournament time. What should be done in a situation like that? Unseen, you go first, and then people, let me hear your comments.
One is one. All right, we'll ask the word. We'll ask the word when the Nazwa saying is that great player is a good player. Which one?
No, man, that this player is good and he should be there. They're basically saying that this player is class.
If the technical director,
but the
technical director with the assistant coach says that, because the technical director and the assistant coach was at the training, says that this player is class. Them shadows make him come one time or when match, when the competition start. If those are the words from the assistant coach and the technical director, I think he should be in the side.
Huh? It should be in the side.
Yeah.
You said that once the technical director says something, he should be.
And the technical director and the assistant have to agree on the same term because the two of them was there, which is Lee Craft, man.
Yeah. So once they recommend
that,
the coach should,
the coach should make sure because Lee Craft man is there because of Fuzzy Gale.
All right. So people.
So that's it.
All right. So let me just take this. Ron, why should the YouTubers march? Why should the YouTubers? Why should the around 10 or so platforms? Well, Ryan, the overseas. So it's around 10. Why not people? I keep on saying to people, the solution to the problem is to get into the clubs in your community, get on the executive, and get a vote. That is the only way it is going to change. We have in here the great one. Some call him, you see, you call it, the man name is the leaker. The man name is the leader.
You know what you're actually.
Ah, boy.
Oh, God.
How you doing? How you doing, sir?
Yeah. You want to crucify the messenger, man.
Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I listening to your show, man, and boy, it's interesting. But let me tell you something, boy. When a show is almost centered around somebody else's show, boy, believe me, you start reach star status here. That tells a lot. I mean, people listening up. Come on.
Hey, listen. So I am not going to make my show, my entire show, about a show that was made of my opinion. So let's get to some U20 and senior team. I'm understanding that the players are being asked, the senior players are being asked to stay at the Captain Horace Center. What do you think about that?
It's a backward step. When I mentioned it to somebody the other day, I think it was somebody said that, but look here, we did something like that in 98. In 1998, you used to bathe with a hose at the back of the team house, right? A lot of things have changed since then, right? And to be honest, there is no, when I heard about it, I say it has to be a joke. That is one of the biggest backward steps I've ever heard. But it's obvious though, you know, they don't have the money, you know. And they don't have no imagination. There's a problem with forward thinking about what to do when in a situation like this, right? Because it should never. Let me tell you one thing, right? God rest his soul, Captain Burrell. You see, when Captain Burrell sees something like this happening, he make you know from early, and him go out and him start shake the trees, and him make sure that he will get a hotel, a good hotel. I've seen it. So look here, there are a number of Spanish hotels here and so on. Look here, no. You cannot tell me that in this day and age, this is where we're going. It's poor. It's poor. And I'm just saying no. That might be one of the reasons that you don't have too many, overseas players who were not born here. So I think their hope might be. This is my opinion, now, you know. They might be hoping that the players that were born here might put up with it a little bit more, you know. So I don't know what the idea is.
There's no way Leon Bailey would. Leon Bailey not tackling for that. Or Shamar Nicholson. These guys, Andre Blake. Listen, these guys are professionals now. I mean, they're already making a sacrifice. They are already making a sacrifice. So what I am saying is that I can understand the U17 and the U15. Use it for training. All right, listen, you know how much money it is to stay in a hotel? Because remember, it's not long, you know. The game is Saturday in Suriname, don't it?
Yep.
All right, so if the player come in today, it's a couple of nights, you know. It's not long. You know how much it is to stay at, because even the resort on the North Coast is $99, you know. 99.
Well, let me tell you, I did make calculations, you know. And to be honest, for the Catalonia game, if you had gone for a one-off match, if we had taken players alone from England or across Europe, right? Primarily England, okay? And we had, I don't know why some of these people went, because normally you just need a head of delegation and then the rest of them, the various support staff. But I really don't understand that. But if we were to take off the RSPL, the Premier League players, and the USL and the college player and the other dignitaries from the JFF that went, it would go a very, very far way to making sure the players could stay at somewhere reasonable. I'm not saying it would do for everything, but it would probably about 50% of the cost at least, because the figure I put there now is a very minimal. That's as small as it could be. It's more than likely more than that, but I'm just giving it the
who pay for the airfare for a trip like this?
I mean, who pays for the airfare?
Is it the host country that covers the air and ground travel?
Listen, the host country gives you an appearance fee. You decide how you want to spend it.
Oh, I see.
Right, so you get your thing there. Then no, they would normally deal with certain other things like your lodging and so on and that sort of thing. But everything else, if you get say $100, right, and you can manage to take mainly players from England, right, that money going to stretch further, you know. But the thing is, that money, you know, they receive that money, as far as I know, from some time now, you know, before the COVID. I don't know if the entire thing they got, or they got portion.
It was during the COVID, when the COVID kind of eased up, I think. But let me see if I can get some. Let me see if I can get some more comments before they start. Hey, you know, Romario Lawrence, somebody told me about is unseen. Send the video. Is unseen at the video, man, you know. But it look like him around the ladies. He make them get away with it, you know. Romario Lawrence. So my apologies. You know, unseen. You cause that, you know, unseen. Big up the Tivoli ladies. What's your name? Unseen champion. Yeah. Stone Love is asking, man, is one. What is the deal with the 3 UK players? You're talking under 20 or senior team. All right. This is about the player now. Unseen answered already. You know, I was saying that a player came, right? One player, he came. He was invited. So, you know, they tell you when you need to come. So they told him to come into Jamaica. The Monday he was here, did his trial thing, impressed. Like the people who were here, they were impressed with him. He goes back, bam. All right. Right, leader. The head coach comes back from the tournament. The head coach is now at training the last couple of days. Hears about the player and says, man, I need to see the player. The player is not able to come until tournament time. What would you do, leader? Unseen gave his answer. Patrick Riley says that the player fault, he should be picked. He's not the player's fault. Chris Roman says the same thing.
Okay, let me tell you, to be honest, look here, it's not the player's fault. It goes back to the priorities, and I suppose, I don't know. In my opinion, the coach never should have been with Waterhouse. He should have been with Daniel at this vital stage. I don't think it was necessary for him to go, but I don't know. You know, for me, he should have been here. But in the meantime, he needs to rely on whoever was here who saw the particular player and basically go with that. You understand?
But leader, he got an assistant coach. So he went. That's why he went, because he got an assistant coach for the.
Well, he has the ultimate assistant, you know, who is the technical director, Mr. Downswell, who was actually running the show while he wasn't here.
Man, I was talking about though. He's the assistant.
I know that. But most time in the past, you know, most of the various coaches don't really give much to their assistants, you know. So I'm just saying that his bigger boss, right, Mr. Downswell, was there, and he was the person running the show. So if Mr. Downswell says, hey, I'm going to give him respect, that this man has been there, done that and so on. So
But leader,
I don't you know need to see the youngster again. If Donzel
but leader,
gives him his stamp, yeah.
if Mr. Gill says that he wants to see the player, that means there is some problem with the judgment of the technical director
Yeah,
in
maybe
the
he
head
doesn't
coach
trust your
mind.
opinion.
You understand?
No.
And I can't rang him. I can't rang him on that. I cannot rang him on that. That's one of the things that I can't rang him on. Because
Well,
previously, and there are certain rumors and certain things going around, you know, but leave it at that.
So Giovanni is asking a question. So can't Marcel Gill take recommendation from who he trusted to oversee the camp in his absence, Mannings? Seems silly to me. We all know, well, I'm calling a player name. Yeah, so yeah. But if the technical, I remember the technical committee is there, shouldn't that be all right? Right. So, but that's a very good point, Giovanni. So, Ron, the word hypocrite, right, is where we get hypocritical from. It means, let me give you some definitions, right? The definition of that term is a person who puts on a false appearance of virtue or religion. A next definition is a person who acts in contradiction to his or her stated beliefs or feelings. So, you go on to say why I don't ask the tough questions because you want to be on his good side. All right. So if I don't ask the tough questions, it don't make, even if you believe I don't ask the tough questions, it don't make me a hypocrite. You say Speed is the account. I think you mean the accountant. If that is what you mean, he's not the accountant. And Speed has always, on any program that he's on any program that Speed is on, he takes any question from anybody to the point where many of you were embarrassed about a program. So he's not afraid of taking the tough questions. But Ron, seeing that you are not a hypocrite, and you say, I am a hypocrite, why don't you get up a group of people and you go up at the JFF? Why you want the hypocrite people march go up there? Ron, you not just march go up there. You march go up there. You and your family line up, get on a placard and on a march go up. Me not march go up there. You can march go up there, Ron. Get assembly a mob and you march go up there. Me not march go up there. Me have better things to do. All right.
You might as well. Perhaps be easy, you know.
Why was Gail upset when the invitee was invited? He went to the tournament, and that's why I say that I don't think he should have gone, but then he probably looked at it and said, listen, the JFF don't pay me full time. That is why I think the national program needs to have full-time coaches and not coaches for tournament. You understand what I mean, Unseen?
Mm-hmm.
Like, when I think about, like, let's use England, or the coaches in the English setup, they don't coach Premier League team. You understand me? They don't have a second job. They coach the under-23s, the under-21 of England and the national team. That is their job. So when the national team is not playing, they are scouting around. We have to get to a place where our female national coach, male national coach, under-20 coaches, under 17 coaches at least are not employed anywhere else except to deal with matters concerning those things.
The man's man, that's why I think my the Arnold coach, previous Arnold coach, left the Arnold job for the national team.
Why?
Because they couldn't coach up and then assistant for the national program.
No, you can't. That wasn't really his choice. Okay.
Yeah.
That's not entirely true. It wasn't his choice alone. He was being pressured.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So when TVJ, when met the bigs and the sports max, met them, look how long them in existence. How you never that ask? Yes, coach means it. How you never that ask them people if you much? The people that have millions of people following and watching them thing. We just have thousands. Unseen they ever reach 1,000 yet. Why we need to go march? No business, no major business in Jamaica advertise anything on any of our platforms. Why we need to go march? Why we need the people have the most influence in Jamaica are the people at the top of the tree. It's when the people at the top of the tree start talk, everybody listen. Look what demonstration go on with the small man them in the inner city communities. Anything change? Ronnie, you better go march, man. You get your crown. Me nah march. Call me hypocrite all you want. Me nah march. Me August me born, me no march. We have a call coming in. Hello, welcome to I Am Sure Sports.
Yes, Bertrand.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm the person who made the post just now that apparently touched us the spot.
Touch
what may I say
what post? What post?
about the marching thing?
Yeah.
That was just an example. What may I said? Now that you have, since you're so passionate about the things that are not going right, now that you have a platform and you have a following and you have a voice, why don't you come up with some sort of something that can contribute instead of the conversations that are apparently not reaching much places. You understand me? They could come up with something. I don't know. Probably you have the diaspora listening to you. Maybe you could come up with an adopt a player program or something that we can contribute and will help with some sort of housing or these things that you're complaining about. I am just a practical person who think that I don't believe in just talking without contributing and say, okay, this is what I have done. You understand me? And so therefore I have the liberty, even though anybody can talk. You understand me? But I have something to back what I'm talking about. You understand me? So that's where I'm looking at it from that perspective. I look at it from.
All right.
As it relates to speed, you really don't ask speed tough questions. You understand me? And that is a fact. And I've watched you all the time. You understand me?
So caller. So I do a JPL show with Mr. Speed. Come on, Jamaica Premier League. Go back and watch the interviews that I did with Mr. Speed when we were talking about Jamaica national football team. When I do the show with Mr. Speed on a Friday, I've Unseen, of Mr. Paul Christie. It's about the Jamaica Premier League. Remember that. Mr. Speed comes on these platforms. There's not a platform that he has not gone on. And I can tell you this. He has answered all the questions that you can ever think of. People may not like his answers, and it has gone into some very viral videos. Trust me, the people will agree. Asking Mr. Speedy tough questions is not an issue. So let me give you what I have done, because you made some very good point. So the people will tell you that when I return to this place, I've spent in the years of running football and helping kids $2 million a year for 10 years when I didn't have to help kids in Jamaica, in communities, to play football, build football teams, have football camp, help people to go overseas into colleges. That is my effort. So I put my money where my mouth is. I don't need to go and march up by the GFF.
Yeah, but what you don't understand, man, that we, as a person that is operating a channel right now, it is not management that I'm talking to. I am sure. You understand me? Now, whatever personal contribution that you have made, kudos to that. But can you imagine if you use that effort and now times it by 3,000 subscribers that you have? You understand me? How much more you can get done.
That is true.
That is the perspective that is the perspective that I'm talking from.
Ron, you made a very good point. So recently, and people will say this again, recently, right, you hear this Unseen, and people can verify this. I don't know if you have heard. Recently, there were some players from the UK who needed to come to Jamaica. I talked to persons and we got players in. There's a player, one player who is left that we are still working assiduously to come. So we may not march, what I'm saying, Nakala, there's a place of what you're saying. But don't get it wrong. A lot of things that have been discussed on these platforms, the quota system that was mentioned, those things were changed because of conversations on these platforms. We are working on bylaws because of these platforms to meet and present to the GFF. We just had a conversation where we have one person who is always on the platform called Cranky, who is going to be engaging Mr. Speed. I have brought on coaches from all over the world to come and share how things can be applied to change Jamaica's football. I don't see mainstream media doing these things. So to say that I'm being hypocritical because I'm not with all that I'm doing, I don't know what else, what Coach Means is supposed to do. What management, what else are we supposed to do?
Man.
Listen.
Management.
Somebody say something?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay,
man,
can I just say something? Interject a minute, please.
Go ahead, man. He's listening.
Just say quickly. Okay. Everybody knows that I am associated with Mr. Speed to an extent, right? But I'm just showing you something. Mr. Speed is not an elected part of the JFF, right? He was brought in, right, to assist them with something. Mr. Speed's powers goes as far as suggestions, but he cannot insist. You understand? So everybody, I think a lot of people are, overemphasizing Mr. Speed. Mr. Speed is just making himself more open, but a lot of questions need to be asked of the people who are actually doing the day-to-day running of the JFF, who have the actual power, right? The various VPs for the JFF. I haven't seen them on these programs. Those are the people that are there with the power. The president, right? He's also there. But the key person, and all of these people, the vice president, the president, are the people with the real power, The person with the power and runs the data is the general secretary. I really cannot remember outside of, I think he came on to a program with Mannings and so on, but he needs to probably get out more to let us know so we can get to ask some of these tough questions, because there have been issues with a lot of foul-ups, age group teams dropping out of tournaments because of, poor documentation. Things have been happening, and there have been a lot of mistakes that has happened, and we have not been able to tie down the person who is responsible for the day-to-day, and that's the person who a lot of people don't realize is the person that they need to speak to. Mr. Speed don't have that power. He's not a president. So they need to understand that and not take it up for him. Because I am one of the few people, I'll tell him exactly how it goes. I am not an employee to JFF. JFF don't do nothing for me. Right? So let's put that straight. Right?
You want to have a personal vendetta against Speed, man.
So all right, point well taken. Let me ask this question quickly. I don't want to hold up your program.
No, man, that's fine, Ron. Go ahead, man.
All right. Well, let me ask this question quickly. Number one, you see, in terms of the point about the other media groups or whatever I've done anything, there's that pointing finger thing. Me not upon that. If me gonna get something done, me get it done. But me not upon the pointing finger thing. You understand me? That's what has been holding Jamaica back for years, for decades.
I agree with you.
But we see two parties keep pointing finger at each other.
Yeah,
but that's it. That's a smaller part of the conversation.
All right. So what I'm saying to you, though, just listen to me. Listen to me slowly, right? A lot of what has been exposed to persons like you, Ron, who lives overseas, is primarily a lot of the inner workings of the failures of the JFF is because of these platforms. Truth be told,
I agree with you.
All right. There you go. So number one, truth be told, if these platforms were not getting into the inner workings, a lot of these things would have remained uncovered. So that's the first step. The first step is that we are providing the people with information that generally mainstream media would not tap into. That's a part of the step to progress. I will also say, not just me, I can give you guys like Military Guna, Simon Preston, the same Cataract, Coach Minzy, Unseen, Ryan LFC, Formula, Crystal. All of these platforms have done things with players or people associated with the football to make meaningful change. And that is what I'm saying to you, even up to today, Mr. Porter, the work that he is doing, working with people, out of this, a Giovanni, a guy called David Nicholson, we all don't get along, you know. But many times some of these persons go and find players, find the stats, do the research, present it, so we and other persons can go and find the players. We have worked to get people with their documentations. There's like an Ian Campbell who helps to, there's a Claudine. All of these things have happened because of YouTube, the YouTube platforms. So I am, all I'm saying is that I hear you, but I cannot agree that if we refuse to do certain things, it is being hypocritical, because there are many changes that has taken place.
I think but I think that you misconstrued what it is. That mean that you refuse to do certain things. I was speaking to one specific situation, so don't generalize that. But I must agree with you, which is why. But that I applaud all of you guys on in terms of enlightening the wider public as to what is happening. I mean, the whole media landscape is changing. So, that is happening, and you are part of that, and, and I appreciate that. You understand me? But, I was just looking at the whole thing and say, okay, I've been hearing the same conversations over and over and over. Where do we go from here? You understand me? You understand me? Because, I'm pretty sure that pretty much all your subscribers have heard the same thing. Mincy has, 16,000 subscribers. You have 3,000 odd. The other guy there, I forgot his name, Ryan, has another 3 grand odd. Cataract adopted channel with 14 grand odd. You understand me?
Yeah.
So that's a lot of people listening. You understand me? So I'm saying this right now. Okay. Come together probably. They're not listening, they're not responding directly, they're not coming on your platform, come together as as one and write a letter to them or something and follow up on it. You understand me? Publish the letter that was written and seek some answers to put together some 10 important questions and send a letter as one, not as an individual, as one, highlighting the number of subscribers that you have to show them the reach of this letter and how many persons are expecting them to respond to it. You understand me? So I don't know. I'm just saying things because I'm not.
Listen,
I may not know the right
you know what? You know what? No, man. Ron, let me tell you. I will say this. I like your approach because we must be solution focused. We must not base our output in life on the identification of systematic problems without coming up with solutions.
And that is my natural personality, which is why.
There you go. But again, to be fair to a lot of the vloggers out there, I can't speak because remember, you have to also remember that not all the vloggers get along,
Which is crazy, but that's for another thing.
Right.
That's crazy. So
fine. But so you do have a salient point in that if we were to come together, maybe other things could be done. But the truth is, we are influencing a lot of changes. It may not happen now, but over time you will see. And I think one day people are going to say, "Boy, it's a good thing that these guys are saying and suggesting these things." I am telling you that there is a group of us who are working on the bylaws and the constitution of the JFF. For example, if you look at neo-sovereign laws and insight, you will see some of those things being discussed and said over there. Welcome, Neo. As I mentioned, as I mentioned, Neo, he comes in.
Yeah,
So,
man, I followed up and I listened to him on other
right.
programs.
So there you go. So here's the thing, Ron. If you want to be a part of that, what you need to do is say, management, listen, what are you guys doing that is helping to change? And let us have that dialogue, because it's a good dialogue. But I believe a lot is being done by persons in this space. I'm telling you, you see.
No, and I appreciate that. And
Yes.
that is not even up for debate at all. You guys have done a tremendous job in terms of bringing forward the problem. But you just that for me personally, I've been hearing the problem over and over, and I congratulate Neil for taking his time out. You understand me? Because I mean, here, especially in the US, every dollar that you work, it represent your actual time. You understand me? It's not like you get a salary, you can call it tomorrow and then you get paid still. You understand me? So for him to take you the time and do that, I respect that. And for you guys to take it now and bring it to the wider audience, that is commendable. You understand me? So I'm just looking at other ways in which we can reach out. You understand me? Probably adopt as I said before, adopt a player program, maybe from the grassroots level. You have people listening. You understand me? You can't imagine how much $2 and $3 can reach.
Good
So we're
idea.
talking about the development of the youth. Maybe we could adopt a player, adopt a club. So each of you guys could probably adopt a club. You understand me? And then have a funding where.
But I just told you that I can tell you this. You know that Coach Minzy is an actual. So that's what I'm saying to you. A lot of the things are happening. Like unseen, out of this whole thing, he has started an academy. And some of the support for his academy that he has started, it comes from persons who would have come on the platforms. Coach Minzy is a track and field coach who has worked with the likes of Christelle. I am saying to you, when I came back, one of the things I decided to do is, okay, let me help some youngsters. Let me move them from the schools that they're at, get them into proper high schools, and get them into colleges in the States. I did that for several years. I'm just in the process.
Well, get us involved now, not me. You understand? Get
no, man,
the other
I hear
people
you, but
and multiply the efforts. You understand me?
So let me tell you what is happening now. So what is happening, you will see a lot of academies coming out here because it's about partnership. Academies coming out here to do some of the things. So that is a process. It takes all of us, and all of us working together can do more than any one of us. Then the most immediate thing we have is that here it is that for a couple weeks now, we have been trying to raise the last fare to get a player to come and play for the U20s. The JFF really should have purchased the tickets. We have taken it upon ourselves, not management, all of us have taken it upon ourselves to raise the money, collect the money to buy the tickets so the players can come in. We have been able to do that, all right, except for one player. So I said it at the start of the program. Listen, if you want to help, here is a way. We need around $450 US to get the last ticket so the player can come. Contribute to that. Some persons won't, and that's fine. But there are other things that they will do.
How? Through the what you call the thing that you have in your program?
No, man. There is, and this is where it works. We have one person. He's actually watching now, so he gets the money and he sends it to them.
Was that announced because I listened to your program?
Yeah, man. It was announced, and so like I said, we only have one ticket left, and we have some of the money for it. The reason why the player is not here is because we never had all the money to buy the ticket, basically. So there are things like that happens, but depending on when you come on the program, you may not hear or see it. You understand? But I think you have some very good points. Well, if you want to help with that, if this is your number, I will text you the person number because he's in the States and say he will send the money to the person who needs to get it over there to purchase the ticket.
Yeah, this is my personal number. You can text whatever information.
Yeah, man. But good point, and thanks for the support, man. Appreciate it.
No problem, brother. Respect.
Yeah, man. Blessings, Ron. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Come back to your people. Alex and the persons. Like, how did you get, Alex, how you get down to that road? Alex and the people, I don't even know unseen. Who is it? Moderators, don't allow them kind of conversation on the platform, man. Don't allow it. You understand me? Listen, please do not get into the personal attack on people. All right? Let us not do that. Coach Minja said him now march, him go look for Drew. Unseen, what say you about the conversation a while ago?
Or the marching?
No, man. The marching is just one thing, but the idea that run. But let's hear from the lead and then Alex.
Well, look here.
Alex, hold on. Let me just say this. Alex, I don't know who the person is. That all I'm saying is that it takes two to have a quarrel. A person typing can't do you anything. It is childish to respond to everything. Leave it alone, please. All right. Okay, all right. Fresh God, deal with it. Thank you, Fresh God. Blessings. Go ahead, lead and then unseen.
Okay, look here. For me, I don't know. A lot of people sometimes they see when I might post on my opinion on what one of the things that needs to be changed, right? Boy, from the head of JFF, even though the head does not have anything to do with the day-to-day running, we need to get somebody in there who, if you tick the boxes, a businessman, somebody that in football, somebody who might have his own money. It's hard to get somebody like that and who might have a vision, right? I don't know if the YouTubers might be able to put something together to push a candidate. But the problem is because of how the JFF is structured, there's no way an outside candidate is going to come in. So it's going to be business as usual for the next 4 years coming up next year, right? So all I can say is if we can do in our own basic way to assist at the grassroots, coming up, that makes sense. Because in the adopt a player thing that the gentleman was talking about, adopt which player? Can't be the JFF we're talking about, because I wouldn't be for that. I would have been more to assist the young players inside the clubs. Because look here, a lot of people overseas, I saw something the other day when I think it was Corey Burke, a youngster came to Corey Burke and asked him for his cleats. And when I saw it, it was a big deal up there because Corey Burke didn't want to give the youngster. And, eventually he came around and he gave the youngster a pair of his cleats. But the thing is, when he gives him that pair of cleats, that youngster can't use it. And the amount of youngsters here in Jamaica that are at various clubs, that cleat could fit one of them. But I'm saying this to say that a lot of people out there in the diaspora think about assisting back here with things like that. Because if every youngster that's out there playing barefoot got a decent pair of boots, and I'm brand new now, it would make such a big difference going forward. There are so many things that people can do that it would be tremendous if people do it. But some people, they're not seeing it that way. The biggest difference, as I'm saying right now, that we can be made is at the grassroots, and we can do that, and that's why I believe it can be done.
Okay, all right. Unseen, what say you on this matter?
Honest man, if I remember, I heard that the constitution is supposed to change. The voting is supposed to change before the election. I don't know. Well,
FIFA is trying to assist the JFF to avoid suspension and normalization. However, beyond that, FIFA is not interested in implementing the wide-reaching changes desired. So that's very interesting what Neo is saying. As long as, Neo, you can correct me if I'm wrong, are you suggesting that FIFA, as long as they are not going to be suspended and normalized, FIFA is okay, even if some of the desired changes are not implemented, including the voting changes to how the voting structure is. All right, we have Neo calling to explain. Hey, Sir Neo, welcome.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I was just calling to see if I could talk to you and explain myself.
Yeah, man. Go ahead, no, man. You explain yourself to the people because we are not legal minds. We are illegal. We are illegal minds.
Well, look, listen. You know what? I can't. So what I will say is, all of this information is out there enough for people on the internet. This is not any information that non-legal minds can't access in any event. So I think I did that show where I talked about the process of normalization. Right. Where so FIFA can do two things. They can suspend the FA, the federation, which means that they stop their funding. They don't recognize the Jamaican teams, and they tell other federations that belong to FIFA not to play any games with us and don't recognize us, right? So they would basically shut us out of world football. They would stop sending money to Jamaica. That's what suspension means. Now, that have a lot of implications for grassroots football, for club football, for the national team. So this is why sometimes when people are out there saying, well, let's get rid of the JFF altogether, be careful what they ask for, because they're going to be unforeseen consequences, right? And so you can't just necessarily jump in there and pull things out. And then as far as the reform goes, I see that FIFA is trying to help them to amend this whole bylaws thing that they're doing now, amending their bylaws. This is a process. FIFA came to them in 2019 and said to them, listen, we're going to reduce your funding. Right? We're going to do these things. We're going to reduce your funding. We're going to put pressure on you to change your bylaws, because the bylaws that you have presently, which was the one that Captain Horace Burrell had implemented, right? They're saying that those bylaws are unacceptable.
That is the same bylaws that changed it from the 100 and I think 3 votes to the 13.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Right.
That document. Okay.
Right. So they said, well, listen, you need to change this. They also had issues with their electoral process. They had FIFA had various issues. And so FIFA said to them, listen, if you don't change these things, then we are going to continue to hold back some of the funding that we would give to you, which could be one of the reasons why the JFF is always broke or always saying that they don't have any money, was because basically FIFA cannot put them on a...
But I just had someone
put them on a timeout.
Oh, but remember, I had an interview with Mr. Michael Barnes, who said that he's aware that they have been getting monies from FIFA, which would mean that they're not under any suspension.
Right. They're not right. No. But what happened was that the reason why is because they agreed to make those changes.
Okay.
And so FIFA resumed. Right. They agreed that. So this is the reason why now they're changing the bylaws. Right. And so you have FIFA attorneys, as well as, I guess, attorneys working with the JFF, working on their own bylaws that they're trying to change in order to, fulfill their promise to FIFA that they would make these changes. No, I was warning that this process started since 2019, and to the best of my knowledge, it is not yet complete. And so I've been warning, as I said before, that if they continue to slow walk and frustrate FIFA, then FIFA might just change their mind and say, you guys are not serious about making the changes which we required you to make, right? So that's, so that's one thing. But the other side of it is that FIFA only wants them to meet the mere minimum requirements, right? So
right. I
even
think
if they...
I think Mr. Speed said that, was it on Friday when he asked the question?
Yeah, I don't recall exactly what he said.
Yeah, I think he did mention about the bare minimum.
Right. Yes, I think he did say that. So FIFA wants them to meet these mere minimum requirements, which is a far cry from some of the changes that we are all hoping that they will make.
Okay, so FIFA is okay if they met the bare minimum.
Precisely.
But that would not I want you to hear this, people, but that would not see many of the things that we are crying out for implemented.
That's a question, man.
We hold on to those ones. I'm gonna finish this one statement, which is why, sorry, unforeseen. Which is why
I like that name. What they call him, Neil?
Did I say unforeseen? I'm sorry. Unseen. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. That was on my case earlier this morning. But anyways, yeah. But right, which is the reason why I've been saying, which is the reason why I've been working on these proposed bylaws, because I'm saying, JFF, don't just do the minimum things that FIFA is asking you to do. There are additional things that you can do that will strengthen your organization, that will strengthen your, will increase the money that you guys have to administer Jamaican football. And it will also satisfy some of the public outcry. So it can be a win-win for everybody, understand? You know, so I'm also aware that I might sound a little bit naive, but for me, I think self-interest is always the biggest motivator. So if you can convince them that some of the change that people are advocating is also in their best interests, right? It seems to me that if you can do that, you can maybe get some of those changes. I don't for 1 minute believe that we're going to get everything we hope for, but it would satisfy me if we got some of the things that we are asking for.
Yeah. Unforeseen. You said the other question.
Yeah. So one of the changes is the voting mandatory though. The voting change.
Say that again.
Is the voting change the mandatory?
I think that
from the 13
I think that their current one that they're working on.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Neil.
Can it?
Yeah, man. We
I was going to say, if I understand your question, Unseen, you're asking about the changes to the voting, right?
Right. Is that mandatory?
If what is mandatory?
The change. All right. So Captain Harrisburg changed the voting to what, 13 from the 100 and odd years, and they say that FIFA wants them to fix their bylaws and stuff like that. So I'm saying
is change how it is a change how the voting is constituted.
Right.
So they are the ones.
No, I hear man is one. Man is one. No volume. No, I hear man is one. No, I hear you. No sound from you, man is one. No sound.
their proposal was to increase the number of votes that the parish associations had from 1 vote to 3. And if you multiply 13 times 3, you get 39. And so even though there are more people voting, it really didn't make much of a difference because you're still, giving all of the power to the parish association. So I don't know if they did that and FIFA said no.
Hold on.
I go over back in I go start over back.
Hold on here. Some person are saying that they can't hear me.
We just are here now. We start here now because me are here. They only could hear me.
All right. I don't know where they didn't unforeseen take charge. And Coach Vince needs I don't even know where you were because apparently I'm hearing you, but they were not hearing you.
Oh, I'm sorry. My bad.
So you have to go over and explain the question I'm asking.
Right.
From there.
So roughly, I'm just gonna say it as succinctly as I can. So as I said, so FIFA said to them, the 13 votes can't work. It doesn't represent a wide cross section of the stakeholders in football in Jamaica. So we need you to amend your constitution to include more people. That was just one of the things that FIFA wanted them to change. I think FIFA also wanted them to change the process of the audit and some other financial issues as well. Those I am not really that clear on. However, so what the JFF, so this is since 2019 that this has been going on. And I think the JFF has said, okay, we are going to do some of these changes. And FIFA said, okay, we'll resume giving you the funding and we'll resume, dealing with you, like a federation that is in good standing, right?
What I want
while
to ask
we're doing this...
Oh, sorry, go ahead. You know what I want to ask you?
Go ahead.
Trinidad and Tobago, right? They were having some problems administratively. FIFA,
they were suspended, yeah.
They were not normalized, they were suspended.
Well, they were not. Well, before normalization begins, usually you get suspended first.
Okay, so they were suspended, then they were...
And then FIFA appointed. So what happens is that FIFA will suspend you, and then FIFA will say, we want you to select a number of people to form a normalization committee to implement changes that we say if you implement will allow us to lift the suspension and recognize you again.
So what I would love to know, are we... I wonder if... I'm going to try to see if I can get somebody from the Trinidad and Tobago Football Association to find out what did they do to move from normalization to being a normal federation again. Because it never seemed like what could have happened, because it wasn't long. It wasn't even for a year.
What happened with Trinidad was that, so of course, a lot of the trouble started with Trinidad, right? Because of, what is his name? The guy, he was
Jack
at the
Warner.
center of the whole scandal, Jack Warner, right? Yeah. So, but in addition to that, Trinidad, I believed, had like a lot of debt, a lot of external debt. And they what FIFA said was that basically you don't have the money to pay all of this debt, and we're not going to give you money to pay this debt. I think they owed like over $6 million US. I don't remember what it was. No, the people in Trinidad say that federations owe that money all the time, and FIFA don't suspend them. They believe that they were targeted because of Jack Warner, and they think that FIFA wanted to take revenge on them, right? But so what FIFA did was to say, we're suspending you, and even though the Trinidad FA protested, they really couldn't, because I think they even went to court. I think that when FIFA said that they were going to suspend them, I think some people in the Trinidad FA brought a case in their court in Trinidad saying that FIFA don't have the authority to suspend them or something to that effect. And then I think that the Trinidad lower court ruled in favor of the Trinidad FA, but then I think FIFA appealed the case to the Trinidad highest court, and then the Trinidad highest court sided with FIFA and said, yes, FIFA have the ability to suspend the Trinidad FA and appoint this normalization committee. And then once they appointed the normalization committee, they audited, they did all of these, made sure that their finances were put on better grounds, and basically just adopted some, changes that FIFA wanted them to make. And because it was more of a financial issue and it wasn't really a structural issue, ironically, it was easier for them to fix that problem, Manins, than
Okay, I see what you
would
mean.
have
So
been.
structurally, Trinidad was running okay. It is financial.
Right.
So we, Jamaica, don't have a lot of financial debt, but they are structurally in it.
Well, I don't want to say that we don't have a lot of financial debt because we don't know, right? But I know that we also have some structural problems that I don't think that Trinidad had. What I do know though is that Trinidad they did also amend their bylaws in Trinidad. But the reason that FIFA suspended them was because of the financial difficulties, not because of the structural issues.
You know what I'd love to know, Neil? Like, if we can look at the Caribbean nations that are probably outside of the powers in CONCACAF, the USA, but like, how many persons vote in Trinidad? How many well, I don't want to put Haiti in there because Haiti is a different kind of nation. So I wouldn't want to.
I looked at the Trinidad. I looked at their bylaws when I was doing my proposal. I can't recall how many people that they had to vote, but I know that it was their bylaws that they have now is a lot more open. I mean, any bylaws would be more open than the one that Borough left us.
And then the other thing though is, do they have what we have with all of these parish presidents? Is this parish president like parish president across? Is this just a Jamaican thing?
Right. So I think that so it's not really so the issue with the parish association thing, is that it's only them. Prior to Burrell making the changes, I think there were other stakeholders like the referee association, like clubs, other football organizations were also able to vote in the Congress, right? That's under the original JFF constitution, right? There were a lot more entities and members who were able to vote. So what you find is that in other countries, maybe they don't have parishes, maybe they have states, or maybe they have different ways that they organize themselves internally in terms of the country, right? But in addition to those geographic groupings, they also allow other stakeholders in terms of member organizations and grassroots organizations to be a member of their FA. And so therefore, it's not just a situation where it's these small group of people running everything or who vote on everything, right? Which is what it was with what Burrell did. So in answering your question, in Trinidad, I don't remember exactly how it was organized, but they do have their, what would be the equivalent of the parishes who are stakeholders. Okay. But in the Trinidad bylaws, they also include a lot of different other organizations and entities who are also a member of their voting Congress.
Okay. Well, really appreciate the insight, Neil. Unseen, any other question?
I think that covered covered up a little. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think once the voting.
No, come on, man.
What is one?
Yeah, people. Hold on. People need to go and look at Neil's Sovereign sites and I almost said and in-laws,
It's inside.
Yeah,
man.
Yeah. Listen, because here's what he has the coolest introduction. You understand me? You need to check out the intro to his stuff. Go and watch the videos. Yeah. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying that I mean, I couldn't get a dub plate. Make for my interest still like you,
Trust
Can't
me.
afford a dub plate.
Trust me, boy. You don't want to get dub plated because when you start sound like a sound, war start. You understand me? So you see, I'm trying to change my dub plate because I come in peace.
Man is man, you sound like a while ago.
Yeah. But all right, respect Neos. Thanks again. People go and check out Neos. My sound gone again?
No, good no man. I'm not talking a while ago. Like a...
Oh. All right, Neo. Blessings.
All right, cool. Yeah, man, and I'll be in the chat, guys. Cool.
Yeah, man.
All
All right. Very good thought, people right there. So again, we started out with the U20 team. We are suggesting that the senior team should not have to stay at the Captain Horace Burrell. There must be a way for the GFF to find the money. You understand me? They need to stay. I think they normally stay right across from the Pegasus right there in New Kingston. That's where they should stay. No son. All right, Fresh God, for real. Sorry. Yeah, you understand me? So that is what we need to do. You understand me? We really need to get the players in the most comfortable position. I also think they need to look at the situation. If I can understand how the head coach feels if he comes back to Jamaica and somebody says, here are 14 players that you did not see. These 14 players should be in the squad. You understand me? You know how you'd feel unseen. I can understand our coach. You can imagine unseen. If I leave for 2 weeks and I left, say, 20 players out here, right? And when I come back, I only have 6 of those players, and you give me 14 more. That could be a problem. And I am now believing that the head coach did not give, or maybe he was not allowed to, maybe it is not his place. He did not give instructions as to what should happen when he's away, what should be looked for, and so now we have the situation where some of the players who impressed under the other coach, you understand me?
One is man.
Yeah.
Me sure Fuzzy left something with them. Me sure about that. As me did say it on a live before. Me sure about that.
That he left something with them.
Right.
Okay.
But any head coach will do that. That's common.
But what I'm saying though, unseen. All right, listen to me now. All right, can the head coach give the technical? This is the whole problem with the football, you know. Can the head coach leave instructions for the technical director?
Yes. Why not?
I'm just asking. I think like I don't know. It just seemed crazy to me. Like the technical director probably is going to. I'm just thinking this is where the issue is, you know. Like if the technical director says, "Hey, Chris Romans need to be the goalkeeper. He's the best one I've seen," but the coach was working with the next goalkeeper. Which one of the goalkeepers are you going to use? God bless you. I send you the info, right? So, if you just, that is the person who is managing the whole thing, right? So I sent you the information. So here, the technical director is the boss for all the coaches in the program. So this is where the issue is. So if the technical director says, these players you should use, these players, I work with them, they are good enough. Is he undermining the coach?
Man is one. The coach is responsible for instilling his philosophy onto the team. Because clearly there is no philosophy from the technical director on any team in the country. Right? So the coach responsible to that right now.
No, but listen but what I'm saying, Nancy, who runs the program?
All right, so basically what we are seeing at the JFF right now is like whenever there's no head coach, the technical director take over. That's what I say right now.
No,
So
no.
what
Listen
I'm
what
saying
I'm
though,
saying.
man, is
All right. So if you're saying to me, if the technical director says for the 2 weeks that I'm here, and I'm not, just listen to the question. So I select you to coach a team with a group of persons. So I said, you are the coach, all right? You good reasons you have to go with your club team because you made those arrangements, right? So you go away, right? While I'm here, you tell me that look out for the players, serious, good talent, whatever it is. I don't know the conversation. You come back. Remember, I am the technical director, and I say to you, listen, here is this player, this player, this player, this player, this player, 6 players. All right? And then you said to me, but what happened to this player and this player that they have? And I said to you, no, man, them players are already, me send them more, man. What happens? Who does what?
All right, someone is man. The technical director have the power to run away anybody. But I think he have to correspond with the head coach too when doing that and the assistant because the assistant was there. So he has the power to do that. But what I'm saying though, man, is that the technical director and the head coach will have a plan set together where the head coach tells him what he wants, what type of play he wants for his system.
So
You understand what I'm saying?
this is a question I'm asking. Who this Patrick is saying a good thing. It all comes down to him not trusting the technical director. But you know what the other issue is? Who determines the system of play? Because you are making a point that the under 20s that we want to play in our senior team, the Zemines, the Pearson, the Tyler Roberts, the Kanaya Boys Clark, the Jamario thing, the Duncan McKenzie, all of these guys that we want to play in our senior team, we are going to get a head coach for that team that implements his philosophy. How do those players now transition into a national team, senior team, if the senior coach has a different philosophy? How does that work?
But man, the technical director is supposed to, his philosophy must come from the head come down. The head coach is supposed to teach the technical director philosophy.
But you know, hear me just. You hear me just asking?
Me hear what you just say, man, but me I said to you, say it wrong from up at the top. That me I say.
So, people, all right. So the head coach don't trust the technical director judgment. He's a technical director judge. All right. So here's my question I want the people to answer. Somebody, I need a couple of responses. If our U20s are supposed to transition to our senior team, the system, who should determine the system of play for the senior team and for the junior team if there is going to be a transition?
Technical director.
You're saying the technical director.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but you were suggesting before that the coach should go and say, these are the players that I want in my system. The head coach should say that to the technical director.
No, I'm saying that the head coach is supposed to listen what the technical director is saying about the player. But there's a flip side to it.
What is the flip side? Give me the flip side, man.
Maybe him don't trust in judgment. And him just know say female that go there under the barrel.
Hey, Fresh God, this is really tell me if we go play Fresh God. I hope I come with the Fresh God. Fresh God, I hope I come at the tell me if we go pull up with a Fresh God. I will tell me if we go lift up the one. Boy. Yeah, what is what? Rob Smith, don't tell me if we go lift up Eagle Republic thing. You understand? Lift up him, yeah. Patrick, I said, because these guys should start practicing their philosophy at this stage. So, all right. So when Paul Hall comes to coach the team, Paul Hall determines his philosophy, right?
He's supposed to dialogue with the TD, and they're supposed to
With
agree on
who?
the terms.
Who is he supposed? So Paul Hall comes and says,
Wednesday as well.
no. Paul Hall came in and Paul Hall said, this is how I want the team to play. Remember that? Possess the
Yes,
ball.
man is man.
Paul
But-
Hall said that. And Paul Hall is prepared. No. Paul Hall is preparing the team to play how Paul Hall wanted to play. Not the
But man is
technical
man.
director. Yeah.
Man is man. You have to understand. The technical director responsible. Never say that me, you know. It like how you talk it. But I'm saying the technical director must agree on what Paul is saying.
You know what is the biggest
That's his
question?
responsibility.
People who are very versed in football. Is there a technical director in England? Because all I hear about is Gareth Southgate and the FA. Is there a technical director? Because as far as I am concerned, is Gareth Southgate called the shots? Is Gareth Southgate? You understand, as far as I see. No, with the England under-20s, they play just like the senior team. The under-17, listen, I watch Mexico in the Toulon tournament. And France was playing the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia today. It is the same way how the France senior team plays that the France junior team plays. So,
One system.
One system. So, if every coach gets to bring in their philosophy, how is it going to have continuity?
So basically, so we should just use the under 20 should use parallel philosophy.
No, I'm not saying that. I think they should listen. Let me tell people this, right? The most successful youth teams in Jamaica have been coached by Wendell Downswell. I always tell people this, that people will say a lot of things. I don't get engaged because one of my first coach and one of the best coach I've ever had is Mr. Wendell Downswell. He qualified 2 teams to Youth World Cup. So I will never come on here and try to downplay his ability as a coach. What I am doing is trying to find out how our system works. Because here it is, you have a situation where the head coach wants players and the technical director sees other players. Who call the shots? Fresh God said the philosophy from the top goes down to the bottom. Yeah. Listen, let me say this, right? Here's one of the things, because Craig Butler and I don't agree on many things, you know. You understand me? But here's what I agree with. That there must be a consistent system of play as we apply the principles. Because, you know, there are defensive principles, and you understand me? You understand that. But there must be also a system. In other words, and I keep on saying this, if I am a right back playing at Mount Pleasant, though I'm playing for Mount Pleasant, I should know what kind of system, like what I need to know what my national team expects of me, because you cannot expect what you don't inspect.
True.
You cannot expect what you don't inspect. At some point, you have to have a standard that people look at and say, okay, this is how I have to play as a centre back. This is how I have to play as a this. People need to know that. I'm telling you. And if that don't happen, we're going to have this confusion in terms
I think that is our biggest problem.
Yeah, because the under-17 coach now going, Meron Garden is the under-17 coach. He's going to play something completely different. Eh?
I'm sure that. He's going to play something different than under-17.
Yeah, so Meron Garden is the under-17 coach. something completely different from the under 20 coach, which is
Of
completely
course.
different from the senior coach.
Completely different because they have different coaching style
How does that work?
and different they use different formation too. Everything different with all them coach.
Does the technical director meet with the coaches? Are there any briefing and updates of the players, etc., or is it just every man to own kind of thing? Go on.
And that is one, of course.
Very, very good question, Jason. These are the things. All right. I see what federations do, from my understanding, is they hire coaches whose philosophy align with the national identity. Even that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? So if you want to play offensive football, if you want to play possession football, go and hire Pep.
Right, because it matched the identity of Man City.
There you go. There you go. You get
What's our identity?
What is our, how do we want to play? And then you look, is this the right coach to coach it? Eagle Republic, without put up your comment, Eagle. If Gordon, you hear Eagle Republic, and now put up your comment. You understand me? Rob Simmons says, if Gardner is Hall assistant, he should be familiar what the senior coach want. That's a very good point. Maybe when we have a senior team, the under 20 coach and the under 17 coach should be a part of the senior coaching staff. Maybe that's what we need to do. So the assistant coaches should always be your U20 coach and your under 17 coach at a minimum. So all of them are learning the same thing. And do you understand me? And at least that we can start with. People, what do you think about that? The senior team should have the under, so you do it in seniority. If you're the under 20 coach, you're the first assistant. If you're the under 17 coach, you're the second assistant. Yeah.
But mine's one. Even when you look at the under 17 girls that last time played, all right, and if you go back and check the Garvey Massey team, that's a similar style of play.
And listen, you know what is funny? You watch our senior team, female, the senior team, the under 20 team, and the under 17 team, and you can't tell me anything all three teams do in common.
Yeah.
In other words, there's no consistency, there's no identity, and that continues to be the problem. So you may disagree with Craig Butler, you know, but he has been saying this for a long while, right?
Years, he must say. Years.
Rob Smith says it makes too much sense, man. Yeah, maybe that is the thing. Well, man, the new player started training this week, so therefore, both Tech D and coaches have to have a look, and all players know to see who's fit, how they want to play. But what about those players who came already? That is the issue, you know. Remember, some players came already. Some players the technical director did not see, and some players the coach did not see. So unless they are going to come together and it go cause a problem.
So that you don't have time for that money, man. Problem you put the money in there.
You understand me? So I have watched. All right, good example. You watch Barcelona in the Champions League final against Lyon, female champion, the women champion league against Lyon. All right, so Lyon won. All right, but you see the Barcelona team play like Barcelona. Like if they never had on those clothes, you know that they're Barcelona. You see, if you watch Lyon in League 1, when you watch this Lyon female team, you think you're watching Lyon. The point I'm making is that when I watch Arsenal under 23s and Arsenal female team, they look the same.
One system management.
There you go.
One identity. So that's the problem, man, is one. I think the head coach, once head coach is appointed, because we don't even know if Paul are appointed him. I don't know if the Eagles tell anything. But all of all of what he wants the team to play should pass on the right down to under 15. Right?
Yeah.
And he must, and all that's supposed to agree by the technical director, and they start the work. So all coaches, they select coaches based on that. If they don't have coaches who believe in Paula's idea, they're gonna build one then.
So here's what we do, and I think this is why the people get frustrated. We find a coach and tell him to go and coach the team. When that coach leaves, we get a next coach. There's no continuity. Everything, because every coach come. You know what I like about Arsenal? Let me give you. And I know this is club football. Arsene Wenger was there. They got Unai Emery. And they felt like Unai Emery, though he was having success, limited success, he was changing the culture for Arsenal play. So they brought in a Mikel Arteta. Because what is important to them is the Arsenal way of playing. I'm going to give you a next club. Manchester United, on the other hand, I think they have moved away from their identity. So that is why they have so many coaches. So that is why now I think they brought in
Ex-coach.
No man, not Ten Hag.
Ten Hag.
No man, the one who was there before Ten Hag, man, he's just there now. He coached him to the end of the season, but he didn't come in as the coach per se. He take over from Solskjaer. What is his name? Oh jeez. Rick Hagnick. So what is his name, man? Ralph. Is Ralph what? Ragnick. Yeah, Ralph. Yeah. There you go. Ragnick. Yeah. So that is it, unseen. All right. So he came as an interim, but I think they were trying to bring him on as a director of football or something like that. Somebody to get a new culture in the whole thing. Yeah. So basically, if you came while the coach was gone, this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that if you came when the head coach wasn't here, you may not be selected, which I don't think is right, unseen.
One is one. Both of them have a point.
How would you feel? Because remember, the players didn't just come to Jamaica, they were invited, So you invited me, and the person who looked at me has no power to determine if I make the team. Is that fair to the player?
Not fair to the player. It's not fair to the head coach also.
So,
in the term that I'm thinking.
So you're saying that
there must be a reason why he's saying he wants to see him back,
Are you suggesting that the head coach, while he was away, didn't want other players to come in then until he got back?
No, what I'm saying is that based on what he said, that he wants to see this person come back before in picking final team, it tells me that he does not trust the judgment of his assistant coach and the technical director.
So why then the coach didn't say there will be no more camps until I return? Because he would have known that anybody you recommend I'm not going to take, so now have no more camps. Why have the camps, let players fly in, and then say the head coach of the team needs to see you? I agree that the head coach needs to see them, but I am saying the player should not have come then. If it is a head coach,
come the week here.
Exactly my point. If it is a head coach who makes a decision, then they should not. This is a good point. So there's no video of the thing. But the game isn't the game one of the games on YouTube?
Did he play?
But I don't know if it is so. You're thinking it's a one player. I am saying that obviously other players have come back, but maybe not all players can come back. What about the players who can't come back?
There's a power struggle, of course. A lot of things behind the scenes.
So there's a player, for example, that since the coach has come back, the player has been injured. So what happens to that player? If he doesn't recover in time, say he doesn't recover until Wednesday when the squad is supposed to go in. So he's fully recovered.
If you wanna a player like Hutchinson.
But is that unfair to the player? Because the player came and said the player got injured, showcasing himself before somebody who don't have the power to pick him.
That is one. Football unfair. So you wanna read message of somebody I said him slide tackle and take him out of the team.
Oh no, I don't know who you're talking. I don't know. No, I'm not talking that play. I'm not talking that. It's a different play I'm talking. You see, no, yeah.
I know, man. I'm just saying, if in a year somebody get kicked out of the team because him slide tackle, never supposed to slide tackle. According to him.
You slide tackle.
You remember?
Oh yeah.
Okay, just remember.
I hear that story. I hear that story. Right? But you can't, like, I don't want to comment on that. Because here's what. This is why it's a trials are not fair.
But
I'm going to tell you why trials are not fair. When I come to a trial, most times I have one game of probably 30 or so minutes to prove myself. What I think I'm going to do? I'm going to overextend myself.
boss list.
I'm going to do everything. And sometimes playing at that level affects your game. So you may be a good player, you know, but because you know you have to impress in this particular game, you work so hard to impress that your true qualities are not seen. And I think it is situations like these why we miss out on some quality players when we go through our selection process, even local players. See, Badjo, I'm coming to your comments, people. We have oh geez, unseen, we have to close, you know. We have around 10 minutes and then we close. You see the confusion management. If the head coach is the only is the only one competent to pick a man, and tryouts should have been discontinued until Gil came back. It's like a waste of tryouts. Yeah. Big up. Sham 6 says, management, the Jamaica system is unprofessional. There is no video analysis for the team, so the coach can look at the players and analyze. I can even give you this. There is a parent who operates an academy that wanted to send the stats things for them to use. So they could, because he felt, for example, that his child would not be properly evaluated. So he wanted to send the whole, you know, that video thing with the stats thing for them to use. So
stats or a different software.
Yeah, where they play, where the ball, where they track the ball and all of those things. Everything.
Oh, send the video camera.
Yeah.
With the software in it.
With the software. He had it and wanted to send it to them so that they could properly look at the players. Because the truth is when the
But
coach
them supposed to have one.
well, I hope
Unless
that
them carry it with
then did
the
the
national
coach
team.
which
Man
player
is
came
man.
while the coach was away? Is a lot of players came for the 2 weeks, man. A lot of tryouts, you know. Not even local players. Overseas players came in while he was away. Good amount. A good amount. I don't have the numbers. You know.
Man is man, look how weird though. One via camera in the national team, if them have done, because I hear me here.
It working.
But clearly it was the maybe it was the analyst who own the person who they gave the job for analyzing team.
So here's the other thing now, unseen. So who in the federation are connected to the federation is viewed as competent enough that if they recommend a player, that player gets into the team. There must be people that we have in the footballing circles that when they say this player is a sure pick, he gets into the side. Who are those persons? Or who is that person?
The entire football or just under team?
No, man. In Jamaica's football, there should be somebody who can say, yes, I've been watching, I've been scouting, I've been checking the stats. All right. I'm going to read something for you, right?
It's supposed to be technical director.
Technically, brother, we need scout.
I said that he might go send out him scout them man his man and get the report and then make the talk. I'm supposed to do it, you know.
Yeah, man. All right, listen. We have to bless up somebody, right? Ricardo. Ricardo just sent some funds to help with the ticketing. Bless up. Respect. All right, so we are, I think, Michael, just tell me how much more we need. We have to go. Just got that. All right. So I am going to share something with you, Unseen. This is a local player who is being scouted by persons in Scotland and Turkey. It says, all right, number 10 can play wings. The league level is not very high. They are talking about the JPL. This is somebody from Turkey. So they are saying that the league level is not very high. The international games were assessed. All right. Very skillful with the ball. Has ability to pass players. However, he has a particular kind of physique. Low work rate. And his decision-making things against good defender is also a problem. All right. All right. And this is saying where I think the person is for Scotland. All right. And so they're making, and this is right. So these are people. I just reading that. I don't want to read too much into it because you probably figure out which player. So this is a player in our local league. So what the persons are saying is, listen, yeah, good player, love the player, but it is hard to measure the player in the local league. And they're saying because the level in the Jamaican league is so low, they would have to look at the international games. The player didn't have the best output at the international game. All right? What is the point I'm making? The point I am making is this. Brethren, very simple. If people in Turkey and Scotland and Russia and Slovenia and Slovakia and Bulgaria, all of those places can identify and do scouting and players in Jamaica and then buy them, why can't we have somebody that could have been looking at the players looking at the players and say, yes, this one can make the under 20. You understand me, Unseen? That is the question. Somebody who can say, no, man, this player is good enough. When I check his stats, his performances, his speed, his attitude, his knowledge of the game, and we just take that. Do you agree with me, Unseen?
Yeah, man, I agree with them on his man. I agree with them.
Yeah, so I can say, hey, Jason, that's a very good question, Jason. I can tell you this. People, big up Mike in the building. Bless up, man. Let me tell you this, people. The big teams, like first-tier teams or top teams, they are not going to look at the players when they play in the JPL. Unless the player is like tearing it up. You hear what I'm saying, Unseen?
Yeah, man.
They are not going to, let me say it again. No matter how much of a star you are, these people believe that the local league, the level is so low. The thing is called the VO camera, sports camera. Big up, Mike. It's called the VO sports camera. Yeah. So you know what that means? It is. Jason, when I said Jason, you're reading in between the lines, don't it? You're reading in between the lines, Jason. Jason, get it in the Unseen.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get it yet. But Jason, you get it. Big up, Mike. Thank you for that. It's called the VO sports camera.
So we never tell that man is one?
You never tell me no. You say VO sports camera? You never
so
said
them
about
say video camera.
You said video camera, man.
No, I said video camera.
Okay. All right. Cool, boss. Sorry, boss. My
you must have me come boost the video camera on YouTube space, you know, so nobody can.
Yeah.
I mean, come tell people about that. You know?
Yeah, Jason, man, they beat the school, but I have nothing to say. But you see, if the league level, if the people are not going to look at the league because of the quality of it, see why? Playing at a certain level for the players is important because that's where the scouts are going to focus their eyes. Unless you're like young and you can go into the developmental squad and break into the senior ranks. Big Mike.
One is man.
We need Zion in a Big Mike.
One is man. Look how these people, these coaches make it look difficult because the problem is them have the money can buy them system, you know. And it's so easy once them get them system that we use to pick them player. It's easy to use. You understand? Because the system, the software will get everything what you want to know as a coach. You just type in a name and all them highlights come up. Them tell you percentage, how much ball him touch, ray, eat map, whatever. Everything come up. You don't even need the GPS monitor.
Yeah, I'm saying that. And the parent was willing to let them have access to it for the U20 thing.
No, a joker, man.
Maybe they have it already, I don't know.
So, man is man. You know Craig Butler have one, right?
Yeah. I don't know if they can get Craig Butler one. Man is man. I have one such player, but I heard that the coach need to see him. And this player have first team experience, and I mean EPL level. And I hear Ghana want him for their senior team. Mr. Porter, no bother with that, Mr. Porter.
No more Canada again.
Hey, no. Me answer Mr. Porter. Mr. Porter. I told Mr. Porter, remove his statement, man. Remove the statement, Mr. Porter. Mr. Porter, remove the statement. Mr. Porter, may I talk? We're going to get the player here, Mr. Porter. No bother with that, man. Come on. The JPL is so poor, hence the Jamaica coronation of football.
Figure it out.
Hey, which school you got to, man? Which school you got to?
Figure it out.
Which school you got to? Hey, Jason, the knowledge just reach over in here, sir. You must just figure it out. The man just figure it out. The knowledge just reach up for Oberlin. Big up Oberlin. Big school.
Man, you do the singing school at Jamaica, you know. Man, you talking about that. The singing school at Jamaica. Soon to the football school. There you go.
Mr. Dre, answer your question. We say, I don't think you can't trick me, Like you psychology for money, man. It now go work. Steve Rattle, psychology concepts and the others that we
Brian Martin, that's right,
Brian. There's nothing wrong with the coach wanting to see a player before adding him to a squad, or should he trust the opinion of everyone that says a player is good enough? No, I am not saying everyone. Well, I did. Brian, Miss will come back to your comment. I put up Mikey comment right here, sir. If you had seen. That is for you. But Brian, what I am saying, I don't have a problem if the coach says he wants to see the player. My problem is, why did the players come? If it is right what you're saying, if them being in the team is incumbent on the coach's decision, why not wait until the coach is available to bring the players in? Why bring them in? Now they cannot come back or may not be able to afford to come back. That's what we are saying. The player should have come this week. What about the player who was here from last week playing and got injured? That's what I'm saying. I agree with you that the coach should see the players. If he's going to coach them, good for him to see them. The problem I have though is, why did the players... Yeah. Let me give you an next example. Omari Hutchinson is available. He didn't look good enough. He didn't look good enough in the game that Jamaica played. Should the coach see him?
Easy,
Mr. Porter, sometimes Mr. Porter, that's why you're getting a problem, Jeez and peace. Me tell Mr. Porter, I'm not about to follow up the conversation. Some of these persons are purporting to have our best interests at heart, have their other motives and gain otherwise from getting players in the program at various levels. All right? I have heard of those things, Brian. And you know that we are aware of one such case. So I know what you mean. Brian.
And not only players alone too, coaches too.
Brian, do you know who assessed these players? You need to do your homework. What did the man say about, you see, Mr. Porter, you're gone from one deep end, Mr. Porter.
Man, Romari Lawrence asked me a question.
Romari, where is it?
Up on top.
If a player have EPL experience, him no need to look by the coach. He's a better league forward. Yeah. So like Omari Hutchinson and Tyler Roberts should not have to do any trial. Dexter should not need to do any trial.
So let me come on trial, man.
Eh?
They came on trials.
Well, Tyler is here. I suppose his trial is on.
But it's not trial. Training camp, them putting them
okay.
letter, man. So when you get these trials things, man, them can't tell the man
Management,
if you come on trial.
management, if you were told you would be the U20 coach within the next year, what would be the first thing you do in the job? All right. So if they said management, you're the new U20 coach. All right. First, I need to find 116-year-old yard and abroad. And after my first year, I'm down to 50. I'm going on a recruit. I'm getting 16-year-old. I'm forgetting about 19 and them age there. Yeah, that's the first thing. All right, I would go on a recruit.
So basically, I sacrifice 1 for 1.
Yeah. I'm going to give up to go up.
Okay.
That is how I operate. Yeah. In order for you to go up in life, you have to give up something.
Makes sense.
Right? Oh, Mr. Porter said none of these players are on trial. Yeah.
That me I tell you, I'm not on trial.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So this is a question Romario had for you.
Yeah, no, it's up on top, man. He asks me why coach over in and something.
Which coach for what?
Over in high school.
Oh, who is the coach for Oval in high school? So answer the man unseen. Not unseen.
Unforeseen is trying to get the unforeseen is trying to get the job. It's not confirmed as it, but I am sure I am the person running El Futuro Football Academy at the moment. I am sure.
Okay. So because you know what is funny? Was the assistant coach also running the training session, or it was the technical director running the training session and the assistant coach was assisting the technical director? Or was the assistant coach running the training and the technical director was assisting him? How it went, Ansi?
The technical director was there before the assistant came.
We never ask Jesus and peace, man. Tell me what
so basically,
when answer, Reggie, you know multiple choice question? Let me ask you the question. Hold on, let me ask you the question. Let me ask you the question again, no, man. Was the technical director assisting the assistant coach, or was the assistant coach assisting the technical director?
I don't know.
From your observation.
Assistant coach came in late, so the technical director will lead the program.
Okay.
Or is that with a child assistant?
Okay. Hey, people, we have 2 minutes to go. All right. So, people, listen. They're blessed up, but the players are here. I think Omar Hutchinson should be here. I think
I'm sure too short, you know.
What, 2 hours now, man? 2 hours and 20 minutes. Again, condolences to the family of Dennis Hutchinson, who passed away today after a long battle with injury. Right? Yeah. I don't think they are looking for players anymore, though. They're not looking for any players. I think they have seen all the players that they want.
Remember the 44 players, them can't add no more to this.
Yeah, so that is it.
Gone.
Yeah. But the next deadline is Wednesday for the final squad. All right.
Well, Wednesday? Next week, Wednesday?
Yeah. So lately still, these players, Amelia Van Zanten, didn't she play for Jamaica already? Or that's the other sister? And Zoe Matthews, I think, Zoe Matthews came to one of the camps, I think it may have been under 20, Oh, that's her sister. Okay. Yeah. So what you're saying, these girls are ready for what? Senior team? Yeah, the squad going to be hard to pick. So we go, yeah, Well, tomorrow we're going to focus on some reggae boys to see, you know, how we're going to line up the team for the Nations League, the first game. Travis, he is the head coach of Waterhouse. I would have left this there for the situation if as well. Didn't the senior team assistant coach stay and coach D Cup while the team traveled to Peru? Nah. Nah. Big point.
Brian, you drop a bomb, Brian. You drop a bomb.
Big point. No. Who is saying that the final squad is 30 players? I did say last night that the JFF can take...
Cataract, the man listen to.
Okay. Listen, no. If the ARSES mouth said that there are 30 players, you can take it from the ARSES mouth. All right?
Because it's there every day, you know? So.
Because the ARSES mouth is there every day. So the ARSES mouth say that, the ARSES mouth say that. Man in his man know from what man in his man has heard, and this is not to contend with anyone else, that there is going to be a maximum of 23 players. Right?
What is good for the goose is good for the...
That's what I've heard. But listen, what you hear from the Eagles is not set in stone.
I want to say cataract now the credibility.
Reggie, stop calling up people name away. Unseen, stop call up the
Let's read the comment section, man. Somebody was reading the comment section.
Right?
Is
So,
something wrong with that?
So somebody
you can read it.
Onions. Hey, Hyatt, you show too short. You tell Unseen, but the keeper could have saved the ball.
Same could have saved the ball. Let me see him could have put pressure on the man to do something different.
Big up, big keeper.
Hey, man always try to put things being way for winning now.
All right. So Cataract said he is a 20. Yeah, but you can have 23. But remember what happened is you can bring them to train. But unless a player is injured, they can't go into the official squad. All right.
Man is ready to comment in now, man.
Yo, brother, trouble you want to get me now. Somebody comment them can't read, brother. You know that already. Stefan and them, there be a problem them giving us. Stefan and man, the final squad is tomorrow, people. I'm going to get all the details. But what I do know is that I am pushing for them because they can, based on competition rules, bring 23 people to Honduras, but only 20 players can be named. So if one gets injured, they don't have to send back for in other words, what I don't want to happen is that them say, we didn't want X player from America, X player, but we can't afford for blah, blah. If the players are here, bring 23 of them. That is the point I am making, and they can do that and cover the expense. Oh, you mean Champ Deck, defend the boss, man. You mean defend the boss. Yeah, man. All right. So people, so right now, I think we're probably at $400 and around $50. We need $300. I know Rowan said that he will help, so we're going to speak to him. If you want 400, right? Yeah, please come up. Right, please. Yeah, we need $300 US.
So Brain Drain, I can't do that.
$300 US. All right. So please, by tomorrow, we're asking 3 persons to give $100 each.
Money's one.
US. It's very simple. If you want to do that, you see the number there. If you WhatsApp me, I'll connect you with Michael, who works with this, and get it done. All right. We're not calling the player name. But you know what we're doing, right? So if you're ready, let me know.
One is my link Brain Drain and the KC man. Calabar and the KC man them. Get enough money,
Yeah. This is a good point, Eagle Republic. What if Zeminis gets injured again? Yeah.
Them have Matty Baker can fill the spot.
But against Morocco today, they won 3. If we meet them in Nations League, we select squad problem. All right. So let me say it again. So what again, lateness, mate?
It's really easy.
Stefan says, but man, on a serious note, will these additional players be selected to be part of the final 20? What? No, man. What I mean is that from the group of players that they have now, bring 23, because the 3 players, they can cover it just in case. Oh, my catch rate. Oh, let me say it again. Big. Oh, you know that one. Man is going to say 20. And me did live, But then you said US. Oh, we did live. But then you said US. I mean, I feel out of pause.
Man is man know for do them thing, smart,
It's not a lot, Regine. It's like, listen. It's just $100 for the Jamaican. For the Regine, is
100 USD.
you can't even buy a clock.
Stop saying $100.
You can't even buy a clocks, brother. You can't even buy a clocks. Can't buy a wallaby. Can't buy a bank robber. Right? So please.
Yeah, man, I can't say it in a super chat to man.
No, the thing with the super chat, right? You can always give. Man, them say 15,000. Brethren, 15,000. When you talk, listen. All right, let me give you an example. All right, so this thing cost me unseen. Cause I know that my car actually had a accident the same day with the ballers, right? And so we call it to figure out the parts thing. The man said to me, sir, the thing is for $8,000. So in my head, because I be a US, I think, man, I said thing of 8,000 US, 1,300 US, 500. I be them figures they might give me, So I say, brother, when you calculate in Jamaican, everything what tell me, I say around $2 million that for them a look at thing here.
So I said damage bad.
Virgin, so I say, no. No, man. The man said, no, man. You see like the 1,300 Jamaican, the 13,000 Jamaican. Come seriously, US, because he's in New York and I try to get the parts and them thing there. Yeah, man. So when we talk, people, with Jamaican money, it's not good. Jamaican money is good. Jamaican money is like disappearing ink. When you put it, when you go to bomb with it, it's gone. A US we talk about.
Mine's one of them.
Yeah,
JF forget one plaque,
Me, no, we're not doing it for the plaque, man.
Yeah, plaque, man, because the work we are do. See?
Yeah, we don't need it for the plaque.
Say the team are going to work up, you're supposed to step on the official list there,
No, man, we are talking about due to government interference. Yeah, you can't get them. Yeah, you can't get the government in the football. But the 3 players can't train with the U20s. But the 3 players which 3 players can't train with the U20s? Which play, the players are training? What Sham 6? Explain that to me. I'm not sure. Come need to leave, but the players are training. The goalkeeper is training. Tyler trained. Delano Splatter's trained. Billy Morgan has trained. I don't know which 3 players not training. Sham 6. I don't know what you're saying. So you have to give me that. No, it's not months of America, believe it though. But the car is actually I brought it from America still. Yeah, man. Jamaican money is like disappearing ink, man. In that unseen. Jamaica money not real, you know, man. If you want to know if Jamaica money real, go to supermarket and start order goods with it and see what happen. Done, man. Understand me? Yeah. Listen, people. Big up my supporter, you know. You see the goalkeeper here from the States, trust me, he is going to be in the national team.
But man, is one. If you check him stats in a competition, though, he don't look good, though, you know.
Eh?
You check him stats in a competition, he don't look good.
I keep on telling you. Unseen. Do not look at raw stats. You can't look at stats.
No, we don't look at raw stats, and I'm just saying to you,
if
making something out there.
If I have a shaky defense, what will happen?
Yes, man, is man. I understand all of that. Well, I'm just make it clear that 30 goals scored for him when he played 15 match.
Oh, I see what you mean, Mr. Porter. Okay, Sham 6. So what happened is that the 3 players can train with the team. They can train. They just can't be a part of the official roster. And they will not be a part of the CONCACAF payment. So it's not like the fees would be covered by CONCACAF or FIFA. The GFF would have to cover that. But what it does is that if somebody gets injured, the player would have been playing and training with the team. That's the point I'm making. Yeah. So Ron is saying how sure are we that this additional player will be selected? Because sir, the players that we have brought in, they are selected. So if we go by that, there is none that we have brought in that has not been selected. And here's the truth. I'd rather bring the player and he's not selected than to not bring the player and don't know if he's selected.
I'm not trouble the man. I just tell you when I look at him stats, because, you know, they say a goalkeeper. Me want to see him stats in the league, you know, them say the league higher than whatever. So I just want to see, so I'm just making it clear to the people. So if you don't want look at it, your business. Me, I make it clear.
Yeah. So Rowan, if you want to, like I said, I'll send you Michael's contact. Okay, I see one more person here. Wonderful. All right, so let me send you. Big up. All right, so one more person is going to contribute. So let's see. Oh, so we are at 400 and shot by 328. Now make the appeal. So 328. So I have one more person now, Michael. So I'm going to send.
That's the problem they want with that. Comparing. But now compare nobody, you know. They're gonna compare more than now.
There you go. All right, so this person gonna reach out to you, and then you can let me know, Michael. And then listen, once you get there, I'm gonna tell your people so you can stop. Unseen. All right, people, so we're gonna leave now. Unseen, what is 8 plus 2?
Oh.
Jeez and peace, man. Come on, man. What is that? Come on, man. You win this. Listen, you get $1,000 credit tomorrow, man. Come on, man. About run.
My phone fully loaded, you know.
One day credit to go run out. Just answer the question, man. You're not overly, man. What is 8 plus 2?
10, man.
It's as simple as that, man.
Give me 1,000 credit.
What is 7? No, so how the game play, you have to answer 10 questions in 10 seconds and you get it. So let's go. So people count. What is 10 plus 2?
12, man. It's a 10 plus 2.
So we have 10 seconds, 10 questions. All right. What is 8 plus 2?
10.
7 plus 3?
10.
6 plus 4?
10.
5 plus 5?
10.
4 plus 6?
10.
9 plus 1?
10.
2 plus 8?
10.
3 plus 7?
10.
How much big toe you have?
10.
Me know say a 10 big toe you have, man. You lose the money, man. You get it wrong.
10 toe me have. Not 10 toe me have.
No, brother. Me ask you what big toe you have. The people that
We never hear a big toe party. You ask how much toe me have.
No, the people them hear it clear. Me say what big toe you have, brother.
We never hear that one. I swear.
What say about 10 big toe? You can't get the credit unseen, man. You
I have 10 toe.
I never ask you what toe you have. Me say what big toe you have, sir.
All right. The winner one. You make it cry. You see it? You see it?
Balakar come check. Balakar check.
But this one. You see, they want to compare now. The goalkeeper, they never want that either. I'm just saying something.
I have your brother, same of 10 big toe.
No, I'm saying I have 10 toe. Man is man, I say I have 10 big toe.
You say you have 10 big toe.
You ask the question and I say I have 10 toe.
Sir, I said how much big toe you have.
Yeah, but I say 10 toe.
Honestly, nobody.
We say, yeah. You say I have 10 toe.
Yeah, what? You know what?
So 10 toe you have, man is man?
You never said that unseen, man. Stop telling
man is man. What you say?
How much big toe you have and you say 10?
10 toe.
No, it's man good. You never said that, but you man lie, man.
No, sir. It's a 10 toe.
Yeah, we can't make the school check out.
No, but watching a fresh guy. So is it wrong for me to bring it up?
Hey, listen, people.
Isn't that a part of a scout in job to find out the stats? Fresh guy, come on, you know what better.
Yeah, so people, if you want to contribute, we just had one more person, and so I think we can probably close this out by the end of the night. So thank you so much. This is part of what we do to bring a change. Like I think Ron made some very salient point in his earlier conversation that we must not just come and talk, and so I challenge all the vloggers as well to give when you can, in any way that you can. One of the things I do, you can ask unseen. When the games are being played, I give away ticket. When I go to the JPL game, I give away stuff. You understand me? So, yeah. So, yeah. Thanks for the super chat. 10 big tour requirement for Oberlin. Big game tomorrow, yeah, man. Waterhouse versus Mount Pleasant. Yeah. Draxar. Yeah. Mannings, what was the story with Morgan Marshall? Who is Morgan Marshall?
The company TV one is that.
Who is Morgan Marshall? Oh, yeah, Mobile 2 Cavaliers 2 today.
Mobile.
Yeah, man, from Ambersley, the man, they bring back them assistant coach. Hey, the football body, no. When the assistant coach have to come and play, you know. Tyrone Marshall's son. Age. Sorry, Shamsix. Age. Yeah. Age.
Oh, man. He's not United.
Yeah, that is why. It is the age.
Young.
Huh? No. Yeah. All right, so blessings, one and all. Have a wonderful rest of the evening. We will talk again tomorrow. It's always good being here with you, talking about, football, is thing that we all love. Really enjoy your company. I know every now and then people get excited and say some things that they're not supposed to, but for the most part, I think we managed ourselves well this evening. So thank you for that. Really, like I said, appreciate your time and your company. Bless up. Oh no. Yeah, you know what? He's actually 18, you know. So Shamsix, I'm going to check tomorrow because he's actually 18. I know he didn't come up, but I'm going to talk to his dad tomorrow and then I'll let you know. All right? Yeah, man, 42-year-old. Michael got big up Damien Hyatt. He's actually 18-year-old. He's born in 2004. He didn't answer the question. Them manins, man. Who unseen? He answered the question, man. Is unseen you talking, Michael?
One is man want to prove the point, so he win tonight, man. One is man win tonight. One is man, we never nobody talk about the man Hyatt. You know, 8 clean sheet.
No, man, then every day Damien Hyatt company thing, man, and the big up Damien Hyatt, man.
8 clean sheet. Him shall get pick over name.
Really and truly, do him have 8 clean sheets still? Would I give Foster the pick over him? Hyatt go on good still, but I think Foster has been more consistent from last season to this season. You know, Hyatt am I keeper still now. Listen, people, follow Damien Hyatt. I think Damien Hyatt is probably one of the most hard-working in terms of training. I think he needs to talk to the local young youth them. Them every day them on the drill. Every day them on the day in the gym. That's all, yeah. Yeah, man. We're going to be at Draxall tomorrow with Unseen and do some videos and I talk to the people them. You see me? Yeah, man. Big up Sean.
Is that Foster than the best goalkeeper in the
Yeah. All right. So bless up. Have a good night. Unseen. Respect, you know, brother. Leader, bless up yourself. As well. All the persons in the comment section. Have a good night. Man, this is I Am Sure Sports, and we are over and out. You have just heard from the Eagles who live in the unseen realm. Bless up. You understand me? The great Parchment and the great man.
Eagles. Great.
Yeah.